Hello and welcome to livealittlehigher.com. Today we continue learning the book of Rabbi Bahia Ibn Pakuda, Duties of the Heart, which is a monumental work. And we're talking about the gates of reflection. We're on the second chapter. And today we're going to talk about what is the essence and the true nature of reflection on creation. And this is one of the 6 chapters of the Gates of Reflection. So the essence of reflection on creation is one, contemplation of the signs of the Creator's wisdom manifested in creation. Like we have to look at the wisdom of God in His creation. Like you see a tree gives shade, and a person sits under the tree and he can have some relaxation, and you see that shade helps animals thrive. Like, I'm not very into nature, but what I mean is that when you reflect on why God created the things He created, like the trees, the mountains, the clouds, the oceans, the flowers, the fruits, the vegetables, you can go very, very deep into the why He created them. And for example, you think about wool. You think about a sheep. Let's start with the sheep, and you're gonna think, okay, the sheep has this special hair, and when you take it out, it's wool, and you can make sweaters out of wool, and this wool is gonna keep you warm during the winter. And you can go in and in and in and in and in and see that the whole purpose of a creation of a wool is so you don't get cold in the winter. So this will create in you an amount of gratitude that is humongous, and an awe of Hashem, of how He thought about every little thing. And then the second thing is the soul's appreciation of them according to one's powers of perception. So one thing is to contemplate the creation and the signs of the wisdom of the Creator when He creates everything He creates. And the second one is that the soul's appreciation of why Hashem created all these things for us. And this wisdom, through the traces of it are varied in the created things, is fundamentally an essential one. Just as the sun is one entity in itself and its essence, though its rays, when passing through white, black, red, or green glass, window panes take on different colors of the glass. Like if you have a window that is colorful, it has different colors, and you're gonna see the sun rays coming in through that window. When you see the reflection of the sun, of the light, it's not gonna be white. It's gonna have the colors of the window. But it's not that the light has those colors. It acquires the colors of the window. So just as the water used to irrigate an orchid, a bloom with flowers of different colors will, when on the flower, assume the color of a flower. So if you look at a flower that is red and you see water drops on that flower, it's not going to look transparent. It's going to look the color of the flower. So contemplate, therefore, God's creation from the smallest of them to the largest, and delve into what has formerly eluded you, and with God's help you will find that they are as I have told you. So what Rabbi Pakuda is trying to explain to us and trying to teach us is that we should not take anything for granted, nothing for granted, and that we should have a perception of the world in this way, that we should be able to look at everything like a little kid, like with reverence, with awesomeness, like wow, I can't believe this. If I put a diamond ring on and I'm sitting in the window and the light is hitting the ring, then I'm gonna see a reflection of a rainbow in the wall. Like, all these things are not random. They're a creation of God. They're created for a reason, so you can have this appreciation of Him. So because the traces of God's wisdom in creation are varied, we must contemplate and ponder them until the whole matter is settled in our souls and established in our thoughts. We have to train our minds. We have to train our eyes. We have to train everything about us to look at the world in this way. And if the traces of God's wisdom had been uniform in all created things, no one would have had any doubts about it. The learned and the simple would have been equally able to recognize it. The reason the created things are not uniform, everything is different, there's diversity, there's shapes, forms, textures, colors, smells, all these different diverse creations of God in everything is for a reason. And when a thing always acts in a certain way, like if something is acting always in the same way, this indicates that its actions are not the expression of its own will, but only the nature imposed on it. So, for example, I use this example a lot. The sun comes out on the east and it sets on the west every day, wherever you are. So this it's constant. It's something that's every day it happens the same way. So this makes us see that God created a system. God created a world with order. It's not random. There's an order to everything, and that there is some force that compels it to act in this fashion, that there's something that makes it act in this way, that it's not something that is crazy going crazy. It has something behind it that makes it do what it does, and that it can't act no differently, cannot be different. Like the sun is not gonna come out on the west tomorrow and set on the east. It's not gonna happen unless Hashem desires it to do. And he will do it. Like the parting of the Sea of Reeds, the Yam Suf, the ocean is not meant to be parted. That's not the nature of the ocean. But God created a system in which he can do it. So, for example, the only power in fire is to burn. The power of fire is to burn, is to be lit and bring heat and burn and give light. And water by nature can only cool. Like if you're gonna get into hot water, it's because you heated it up with the fire. But water is cold by nature. So one who acts out of free will, however, acts in various ways at various times. Since the Creator, may he be exalted, has free will in whatever he does, is neither compelled nor forced, and has no given nature. He has no nature. He can do whatever he wants. He has no set agenda. So he created diverse things according to the dictates and timing of his wisdom, so that their diversity would indicate his oneness and free will in all his actions, as it says, whatever God willed, he did in heaven and on earth. So Hashem runs the world at every instant. He does whatever he wants. If he wants to let the sun shine all night long, he will let it shine all night long. And he can jump nature. So God knows, if it is on this account that all things were not created in one image and one likeness, rationally it would seem that this is the reason for diverse signs of wisdom and creation. His wisdom is unfathomable, but we have mentioned one out of many other aspects which we have not grasped. Consummate wisdom belongs only to God, and there is no power besides him. So what Rabbi Pakuda is telling us here, and he has said it many times, and I think he's going to keep on saying it till we get it, is that Hashem is everything, and he can do whatever he wants. And although he created a world in which you see diversity, you see systems, you see that things work in a certain way, like if a volcano gets too hot inside, then it's going to erupt, and you think it's nature, in reality is Hashem running the show, because nothing that he doesn't desire will ever happen. Even if that volcano is burning hot, he can always cool it out. So that's the message this week, and I wish you a beautiful week, and remember, live a little higher. Thank you.